So today we are not just celebrating the beauty of our beloved county, Nairobi, but also we want to look at the work that needs to be put in place, and that is why we are here to look at the candidates who are willing to take up. Of course, I don't walk alone. I have my colleague, Mr. Bonitunya. A big round of applause for him.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I know we are eagerly waiting and we don't want to keep you for long. But before we set the stage, I'd just like to acknowledge the people who've put this together, our conveners today. And I'd like us to give a special round of applause to the Kenya Alliance of Residents Association, the Kenya Association of Manufacturers, and this name is difficult, so I'm trying to look at the boards, Hans Siedel Foundation, and of course from the Civil Society Urban Development Platform. The goal of this conversation today is try you and the candidates to imagine what kind of Nairobi you'd want to live in. And for the next hour and a half, going into 2, that is what we'd like to achieve.
And so, very quickly, you'll allow us to at least listen to the ones who have been behind making this particular event a success so far. I'd like to kindly ask you to put your hands together for the Kara CEO, Mr. Henry Ochieng.
Good morning, everyone. Habari asubuhi. Good to see you here, and thank you very much for creating time to be with us here. We are excited to have this particular debate. We've thought through it for a long time. We've planned, and today is the day. Allow me to, first of all, start by recognizing some of the Kara Governing Council members in the room. We have Mr. Alfred Osur. Mr. Osur is the Kara Board Secretary, and we are glad that he's here with us. We have Mr. Paul Oyer. Paul is a member of the Kara Board. And is there any other GC member for Kara here? Maybe I've not seen. We are expecting our chairman, Mr. Richard Nyaga. He's on the way. He'll be here shortly. We'll introduce him when he arrives. But I also want to take this opportunity to thank our partners with whom we have worked to put this event together. As you know, the convener of this forum is Kara, the Kenya Alliance of Residents Association, but we also partnered with the Kenya Association of Manufacturers. Thank you very much, Phyllis is here and her team, for joining hands with us. We also have the Hans Siedel Foundation, who are also our partners in this, and of course the Civil Society Urban Development Platform, who we work with very closely as Kara and have been kind enough to join hands with us. So, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why we are here today is because we have an election that is coming in the next 2 months or so. And we have candidates who have stepped forward to take up the position of the governor for Nairobi County. But we are the people who are going to give them that job. It is us who are going to make that decision on who is going to take up that seat after August 8th. And for us to be able to make that informed decision, we must be able to interrogate this candidate. We must have a chance to really understand who are they, what do they stand for, and what are they promising to do for us as taxpayers. So the essence of this forum today is for us to understand very clearly what each candidate is going to, the vision for each candidate and the plans they have for this city. As you know, this is the second phase of devolution, so to speak, and we've had a governor in office for the last 5 years. So the next 5 years, we're going to have a governor again. I don't know who it is, but I think it is important for us as residents of Nairobi to interrogate these people and understand how they're going to address our issues. So in this crowd here today, we have members of Kara, resident associations. We have members of the business, the CAM, and we also have the civil society organization who also play a very critical role when it comes to issue of service delivery. So the people seated here today, we expect you to listen very carefully to your candidates, interrogate what they're going to tell you, ask questions that are pertinent, and just make sure that at the end of this forum, you are very clear in your mind, the person who is representing your interest and the person who is going to make sure that this city is working for you. Because if the city works, we are all happy. So as Kara, we are keen to listen to this discussion, and we'll be taking note very carefully, because after the forum, we are going to have the commitments from each candidate. And whoever will get into that office after August 8th will make a follow-up and explain to them, these are the commitments you made, now we want to see the work happening. So we'll be able to use that to monitor progress and ensure that whatever is promised at this particular point is actually implemented after we know who will be the governor. So mine is very brief, just to welcome all of you and to wish you a very, very informative and lively discussion. Asanteni sana.
Thank you very much. Great. And obviously, people have already been wondering, why do we have 2 male moderators? That was only for the moderator section. As far as conveners go, we have women leaders. So I'd like to give this chance to Madam Flora Mutai from, she is the chairperson of the Kenya Association of Manufacturers, to give her remarks, and then we'll get the show on the road.
Thanks, Bonnie. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies for a slight delay. We've all been here a bit. But I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome you, of course, to the first debate. And I think it is good, and we welcome it to continue happening. We have, of course, the CARA, the Residents Association. Of course, the other factor is business. You do know CAM is an organization that has we have over 1,000 members, manufacturers. And our mandate is really to create policies and to enable the environment for them to be able to do their job in a better manner. So there could be no better platform for us to be able to raise our issues to the, the incoming governor, so that he can tell us what his vision is for Nairobi. We do know Nairobi is it is the largest county, and a lot of our members are actually based in Nairobi. So it would be interesting to actually be able to voice and hear what we are going to see. Some of the issues that I would say, we do have what we call a help desk in KAM, where all our members are encouraged to call in and say what their issues are on a daily basis. And it's a very interesting statistic that you would actually, we have, I think, over 30% of our issues are based on what you'd call kajo. So somebody will call in and say, I was doing a delivery, I've paid my distribution license in one county, and it is, and they are forced to, pay in other counties. We have been trying, of course, one of our biggest lobbying is to actually try and get all of them to sort of come together. And if I pay in one county, why should I pay in another one? These are things that we are hoping to have sorted out. Traffic, I need not say much. I know how much time you spend on traffic. But for our manufacturers, who we are supposed to be, we do contribute 10% to the GDP. We are actually aiming to contribute 15% in the next couple of years. But we are unable to get our supplies on time. We are unable to distribute. Personally, I'm based in the industrial area. I have cars going in different directions. And they go and they're back by 12 o'clock, perhaps parked, because there's no point. They try and do another route. The traffic is way too high. You yourselves know how much time you spend in meetings. I have to have a meeting in the morning and in the evening. I don't do lunches. I cannot afford to, because then you're not going to actually be productive. So traffic is one thing I'm hoping we are going to address. State of the roads, of course. We have, of course, delivery vans and huge vans at that, and that find it hard to move around. Ease of doing business, like I mentioned earlier, big one, very, very big one, and we can see that from our help desk. Garbage and waste collection. At the expense of, we all have to pay companies to actually come and collect our garbage and waste. Is this something that our city councils, our governors should not be doing for us? And on a private note, at the expense of selling my age, I was brought up in a time when the garbage used to be picked up I think it was every week, by this tin whatever. Right now, we are totally unable to do that. I'm selling my age. And I think another one that has come up a lot with my members is harassment of the city council officers. Like I said, Kajo. We're trying to encourage companies, in our aim to try and grow the GDP, we're trying to encourage companies to formalize. So when people will then come and tell me, why should I formalize and have Kajo and everybody else, it's not only Kajo, but have everybody else come knocking at my door 3, 4, 5 times a week, when I can remain informal and I don't have to pay my businesses. But ladies and pay my ways. Ladies and gentlemen, we will not move this country to the next level if we do not formalize the informal. And to formalize the informal is also to learn to walk with them. You know, when you come in and tell me that that door is not according to fire safety standard, and I'm therefore impounding, is that the right thing? Or should we then say, I give you a certain period of time? They do say that, but it's more around harassment than anything. So we're asking for a lot more cooperation. Industrial water supply, 50 years after independence, why are we depending on the weather to have water? I've been to countries, even very, very recently, where they see water once every 3 years. And there's one thing, they don't have such problems. Sewage. We have an issue of sewage. It's busting beyond its seams. It needs to be dealt with. This is another area that is really, really affecting our members. We actually recently had a member who has had to relocate because we have made noise, we have brought it up, and it's still not being dealt with. So this is a debate for you, for us, to sort of bring our issues. I've highlighted what our members have been saying. I welcome more. And to everybody, to the aspirants, I wish them well. To you, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the morning.